Begin today's practice in a seated position of your choice. You're welcome to sit cross-legged, or you can take a seat on top of your heels. Wherever you are arriving, maybe you gently pull the flesh away from your sitting bones. Taking a moment to allow your crown to float over your spine, feeling your tailbone nice and heavy. Maybe you gently rock your hips back and forth, allowing your pelvis to settle into your foundation. Finding some stillness in this seat as you arrive in your space. Maybe you take an inhale, allowing your shoulders to rise and roll back down with your exhale. Taking another couple of breaths in. If you'd like, you can drop your jaw and sigh it out. And allowing the eyes to fall closed as you soften in. Taking a moment to listen to your breath as it comes naturally into your body. Noticing the speed, noticing the temperature of the air as it enters your lungs. Even taking note of where you feel your breathing primarily. Maybe it's in your throat or in your chest. There's no wrong answers here. Just listening to your own respiratory system, getting to work. Maybe taking note of the sounds of your environment that are surrounding you further away from your body. Sounds across the room, sounds outside of your space, at a distance. Taking this moment to arrive here and now, allowing that tailbone to be nice and heavy as your chest gently lifts with each inhale. With your next inhale, you can draw your palms to heart center, allowing each finger to press into its opposite. Maybe bringing your thumbs onto your sternum. Taking an inhale, allowing your chest to lift into your thumbs. And with your exhale, letting your chin fall into your chest. Taking this bow of gratitude to yourself for showing up to this practice. And I welcome you with namaste. You're welcome to draw your palms up to your forehead, to your third eye center. Taking this moment of clarity. And with your next exhale, you can drop your palms, leaving your chin gently tucked, finding your palms touching your thighs or knees. Allowing your shoulders to feel nice and tall as your chin gently tucks into your chest, finding this expansion across the back of your cervical spine and maybe through your shoulder blades. Working with your own breath in your own time, allowing your chin to gently roll from shoulder to shoulder. Working some space into your neck. When you're ready, you can take 2 fingers to your forehead, gently pressing your crown back over your tailbone, gently blinking your eyes open if they aren't already. And we'll roll over your knees. If your legs were crossed, uncrossing those heels, coming onto all fours. And you can take your palms just a step out a little further than you would for tabletop, and just gently rocking your hips forward and back, slowly working some tension into your wrists, into your shoulders, taking note as to how it feels to engage through your hands, maybe pressing into your pointer finger knuckles. Taking note that your pointer fingers are pointing forward and gently pressing the ground away as you lean into those wrists. And you're also welcome to rock your hips from side to side if that feels nice. Creating some space here. And we'll take a moment to build some heat with our breath. Planting those hands, planting those wrists right underneath your shoulders. Work through some tabletop cat cows with your own breath. Maybe you start just with your head and chin, lifting with your inhale and gently tucking your chin with your exhale. Maybe you invite your tailbone to gently begin lifting as well and tucking with your exhale. Inhale to drop your belly, lift that tailbone, lift your chin gently. Tucking in with your exhale, pressing the ground away. Inhale to come through. Pulling that chest through your heart center, pressing the ground away to come into your C curve. Working with your breath to build heat within your own body. You're welcome to invite Ujjayi breathing. And with your next exhale, we'll find a neutral spine, coming back to center, coming to tabletop, bringing your weight into your right palm and your left knee. See if you can gently lift your right heel behind your body. And as you do so, see if your left palm wants to lift ahead of you. If not, it's fine. You can keep that palm grounded. Taking a moment to square your hips, finding that left knee right underneath your hip socket. We'll take one more breath here and then plant that left hand, plant the right knee. You can gently shift those hips back and forth, and we'll take that on the other side, bringing your weight into your left palm, pressing into that pointer finger knuckle and pressing into the right shin so that your left heel can lift behind you. Flexing those toes down, squaring your hips to center, allowing that right palm to lift ahead of you. Feeling a nice long line from your fingertips through the crown of your head, down your spine, through the tailbone. With your inhales, feeling that line coming through your heels as you exhale, holding strong in this bird dog position, finding your alignment. And when you're ready with your exhale, we'll lower the right palm and then the left knee. Rocking those hips back and forth. Maybe you'd like to gently press back into child's pose, allowing your head to find a pillow on your palms. We'll take a moment to engage Ujjayi breathing here, allowing the compression to gently build within your hip flexors. And if you'd like, as we're down here, you're welcome to invite an intention or a mantra into your practice. And today we are within the last few hours of this full moon. It was totally full about 6 hours ago, 6 or 7 hours ago. So welcoming in this divine feminine energy. You can inhale intuition and exhale empathy for the world. And bringing those palms underneath your shoulders to come through tabletop. And we'll take the right knee, maybe you come up to fingertips, bringing your right knee in towards your nose to plant that right foot in front of you between those palms. Taking a step through Anjanayasana, pressing into the ball of your back toes to press into standing forward fold. Take a moment, let your crown drop, allow for a gentle traction through your spine. Maybe you hold opposite elbows and gently rock back and forth. Taking a moment here with your breath, with your body, welcoming in a little expansion across the low back and through the hamstrings. Eventually find some stillness. You can take a breath, let it all go. With your next inhale, we'll come into a half lift, flat back, drawing the crown up ahead of you, peering down at the ground as you feel a nice long spine. You can draw your palms to your thighs, gently pressing into your thighs to create a little bit of space in your spine. Take a few breaths here, gently pulling your heart center through, allowing those shoulders to pull back into your protective heart center behind your body. We'll take another inhale here. And with your exhale, we'll plant the hands and step that left foot back, the same foot that we had down before, lowering the knee. And we'll take a moment here in Anjanayasana, pressing away from the ground with that right foot, lifting your torso up over your pelvis. You can start off here with each knee at more of a 90-degree angle. Taking your time to inhale your arms up overhead. Maybe your palms like to touch, or maybe they just sit separate right over your shoulders. Taking a moment with your drishti, with your gaze, finding your focal point and planting that right foot. See if you can isometrically pull into your right heel as if you were trying to traction it in towards your left hip. Lifting through your heart center, allow your breath to guide you as maybe you gently pull into that right foot, pulling your hips forward, expanding through your left hip socket. Maybe your gaze gently lifts to open across the front of your throat, finding this engagement through your entire right leg, pressing the ground away with your left shin. We'll take one more breath here. And when you exhale, we'll take the arms down and draw that foot back. And we'll step into plank, tucking those toes, straightening through your legs, pressing the ground away, allowing those pointer fingers to point straight forward, pressing into the pointer finger knuckles as you lift the shoulder girdle. Taking a few breaths to build heat here. Two more. And with your next exhale, we'll lower down, knees, chest, and chin. And with your inhale, pulling that heart center through for your gentle back bend, pressing into the ground. Exhale to tuck the toes, lift the hips, coming into your first downward facing dog of the day. Taking your time to maybe pedal through your feet, pressing into your pointer finger knuckles, maybe tucking your armpits under, almost as if you were trying to hug your face. Eventually settling those heels down. See if you can nod your head gently, shifting your chin from armpit to armpit. Working some space through your cervical spine, through your neck, and breathing your tailbone high. We'll take another inhale here. And with your exhale, we'll lower the knees down to come through tabletop. Squaring up, maybe you'd like to replace your hands here. We'll take a breath in. Maybe coming up to fingertips, and with your exhale, step that left foot between your palms. Take a moment to tuck the back toes with your inhale. And as you exhale, we'll step into that forward fold. Maybe a soft bend into your knees, allowing your crown to drop nice and heavy, releasing through your neck. Maybe you shift that chin from armpit to armpit again. Taking a couple of breaths here. Let it all go. And with your next inhale, we'll draw up into that half lift. Taking another couple of breaths to expand through your spine here, feeling a nice long line from your tailbone through your crown, tucking those elbows into your ribs. One more breath here. And with your exhale, we'll plant the hands and step that right foot back, lower the right knee down. We'll come into Anjanayasana, starting with your right knee right underneath that hip socket, left heel right underneath that knee socket. We'll take an inhale, pressing into the ground to lift your arms up overhead. Again, maybe your palms touch, or maybe your palms float just over your shoulder space. Find your drishti, find your focal point, press into that left foot. See if you can isometrically pull into that right hip socket from that heel. And as you work some space into your hips, beginning to engage your glutes and quads in that left thigh, pulling into your heel. Maybe your hips are gently shifting forward, and maybe you'd like to open across your throat, gently lifting your gaze, gently lifting your chin. See where you can soften. Take an inhale here. And with your exhale, we'll plant the hands and draw that left foot back, stepping into plank. One nice long inhale here. And as you exhale, we'll lower down, knees, chest, and chin. With your inhale, pulling that heart center through, pressing into the ground with your thighs and feet. Exhale to tuck the toes, lift the hips, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Rocking through those hips and feet, settling in as you press the ground away, welcoming in a little bit of heat as your breath begins to build. And when you're ready with your next inhale, we'll take the right heel up and behind you, coming into three-leg dog. Square up those hips. We'll take one more breath. And with your exhale, bending into that right knee, shifting the weight over your wrists. We'll plant that right foot. Keep the left heel lifted. Come through your crescent lunge, taking your time, keeping your hips nice and square, engaging through your glutes, lifting your palms up overhead if that feels nice. And we'll draw the palms down to heart center. Take an inhale here. And with your exhale, gently shift your weight forward until you feel your quads engaging. We'll take an inhale here, feel a nice long spine. Exhale, pressing the torso back up to standing. Inhale, lower that back heel down, opening your arms into warrior two. Take a moment to check in with your heels, heel to heel alignment. Maybe you have heel to arch alignment. Your left toes are facing the side of your mat. Your right toes are facing the front. Soften through your hip sockets, peering over that right hand. Exhale completely. And with your inhale, we'll flip that right palm, lift it up overhead, reverse warrior. Inhale here. And with your exhale, we'll cartwheel the arms, bringing the right elbow to the right knee. The left arm can come up over across the ear as you peer under your left into the left side space, coming into side angle. With your next inhale, we'll come back to reverse warrior, inhaling here. Exhale, cartwheel back down to side angle. We'll take a couple more of those vinyasas, inhaling for the reverse, exhaling for the side angle. Inhale, you've got this. Allow those thighs to get nice and fired up. Exhale. We'll take one more inhale to come up to warrior two. Exhale, we'll cartwheel the arms, squaring the shoulders back over that right foot, coming through your crescent lunge, pressing into the ground, finding your weight in those palms so that you can tuck the right foot back into plank. We'll take an inhale here. Exhale to lower down. Inhale for your back bend. Exhale, tuck those toes, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here, lifting your pelvis, lifting through your tailbone, feeling a nice long spine. And pressing the ground away with those pointer finger knuckles. Keeping that nice soft neck. When you're ready, we'll lift the left heel behind you, coming into 3-leg dog. Take a moment to square the hips. Take one more breath here. And with your next exhale, we'll bend into the left knee, shifting the weight over the hands to step the left foot in between. We'll take a moment in crescent lunge, working your way up, working your torso up. Inhaling those arms up overhead to start, finding your drishti, finding your gaze. We'll draw those palms down to heart center, feeling a gentle tuck through your pelvis. Gently shift your shoulders over that front knee until you begin to feel your quads engage. We'll take another breath here. And as you exhale, gently lifting the torso back up to center, we'll inhale and we'll open up that right heel, coming into warrior two, allowing your hips and thighs to get nice and fired up here, feeling your alignment as your right toes face the side of your space, left toes face the front. Shoulders are nice and strong on your back body. Gazing over into the left fingertips. We'll take an inhale to flip that left palm, scooping into reverse warrior. Allowing an extra breath to expand into your spine. And as you exhale, we'll cartwheel down into that side angle, bringing the left elbow to the left knee. Right arm can come over the right ear. Take a moment to gaze into the right side of your space, engaging those glutes. With your next inhale, we'll scoop up into reverse warrior. Exhale to cartwheel down, side angle. Inhale for that expansion. Exhale. Building strength. Take one more. This vinyasa. Allowing this connection from our elbow down through our ankle, building foundation. Next inhale, we'll just come straight to warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel the arms over to frame that foot. Take a moment to come through your crescent lunge, planting the palms so that you feel confident to step that left foot back gracefully. Take an inhale in your plank, and with your exhale, lowering down. Inhale for your back bend. Exhale, just send those hips back. We'll take a child's pose. Allowing that compression in those hip sockets. Maybe you make a pillow with your palms. Taking some breaths here. Reconnecting with your mantra, welcoming intuition and the power of the divine feminine is within me. These are elements that all human beings withhold, these powers, the feminine magic. And we'll go ahead and plant those hands. And we'll come through tabletop, taking your right foot to plant between the hands, finding your low lunge, Anjanayasana. We'll inhale those arms up overhead and then open towards that left knee into a twist, coming into a T with those arms, lifting through your torso. Press the ground away with that left foot, with the left top of the left foot. Pressing the ground away with the bottom of the right foot. Maybe you're peering off into the right hand or just off to the side. Take a couple of breaths here. Then your next inhale will look forward. Exhale, we'll take the arms to center, planting the palms, drawing that right foot back to tabletop. Take a moment to rock your hips back and forth. Maybe work through some cat cows with your breath. Inhaling to let the belly drop. Exhaling to C curve, pressing the ground away. Then coming back into tabletop, we'll take that left heel, step it between the palms. Coming through Anjanayasana, go ahead and lift those hands up overhead. Take a nice deep inhale here, lifting through your torso before you open up towards that left knee. Pressing the ground away with both feet to find your stability as you come through this gentle twist. This is still a balancing posture. Maybe you're gazing off towards those left fingertips, or just into the left side of your space is perfectly fine. Take another couple of inhales here. Next inhale, you'll look forward. Exhale to untwist the shoulders, planting the palms. We'll go ahead and step that left heel back and come into plank. Taking a breath in plank. Before you lower down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale for your back bend. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Softening through your face. Allowing this expansion across the backs of your legs as you press the ground away with those pointer finger knuckles, allowing yourself to feel grounded, stable in this active, secure posture. When you're ready with your next inhale, we'll take that right foot up and back for three-legged dog. Exhale, bending into the knee to plant the foot between your hands. We'll come into Crescent Lunge, keeping that left heel lifted behind you, pressing into the ball of the left foot as you gently lift your torso up over your hips. Taking an inhale to scoop the arms up overhead. With your exhale, we'll open the arms towards that right side of your space, finding this twist on this side. We'll take an inhale to reverse, lifting the left palm and dropping your right palm, finding an even deeper twist, allowing your gaze to find stability, softening where you can, pressing into the right toes, the right ball, the right foot. Inhale here. And with your exhale, we'll cartwheel all the way down, stepping the right foot back to downward facing dog. Taking a couple of breaths here. Feeling a nice, tall, long spine with each breath. Maybe nodding your head, checking in with that neck to make sure you're not engaging too many little muscles. And when you're ready, we'll take that left heel with your inhale up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, bending the knee into the nose, planting that foot, keeping the right heel lifted. We'll lift into Crescent Lunge. At your pace, pressing the ground away as you gently lift your palms up overhead. Inhale here. With your exhale, opening towards that left thigh into the left side of your space, finding your drishti to help find your balance. With your next inhale, if you'd like, you can lift the right arm, dropping the left palm down to that thigh. Finding this gentle twist, deeper on this side. Softening in, we'll take one more inhale. And with your exhale, cartwheel, kneeling the arms all the way down. We'll step back into plank. Inhale here and lower down. We'll inhale for your back bend. Exhale, bend into the knees, come into child's pose. Listen to your heartbeats. Maybe you wrap your palms around and hold on to those heels, making this physical connection. Tractioning through your spine, maybe you gently shift those hips back and forth. Working some space into your body. And when you're ready, we'll gently press into the palms to press the hips back, seated on the heels. Gently rolling over your feet. We'll swing those feet around. And we'll come into Dandasana. Both feet out in front of you. We take a moment to press into the ground and lift through your spine. So you can press right beside your hips here, tucking those elbows into your ribs so that your shoulders can sit back. Maybe a gentle tuck to the chin as your crown lifts, feeling those toes pointing straight up, flexing through your thighs, engaging your calves. We'll take one more breath here, nice and tall. And with your exhale, softening through the legs, bending at the knees, allowing your palms to walk down towards your feet, and using the strength of your palms to traction through your back. So taking a nice deep bend into your knees if that feels nice, so that your chest can lay right against your thighs. So as deep as you can, pulling in with your biceps. Notice how it feels in your back. And as you breathe and create more space, maybe those heels gently work their way further away from your hips, straightening through your legs. See if you can keep a nice long spine, pulling your heart center towards your toes. We'll take another breath here. And with grace, very gently releasing that muscle engagement in the arms, walking the palms towards your hips. And you can even lean back into those palms, bending into the knees. And we'll take a windshield wiper of those knees. Let them fall from side to side. Maybe pause for a moment on one side if that feels nice, if that calls to you. Just notice what's happening in those hip sockets now that they're nice and warm, rolling around almost passively here on the floor. And we'll come back up to seated, bringing your left foot out in front of you, bending the right knee so that that foot comes along the left thigh somewhere. It doesn't have to be right up against it. No rules for this current posture. Don't tell the yogi masters I said that. And walking your palms down your leg, maybe you take that right palm on the outside of your left leg because this is a bit of a twist. So to start, give a gentle pull to your chest towards that left pinky toe. And then you can release your spine, allowing this gentle twist as your shoulders square into that left leg. Using each inhale to create more space in your hip socket, pulling that heart center towards that pinky toe. And eventually, maybe you drop your forehead into your knee. And wherever you are landing, you are still in Janu Shirshasana, head to knee pose. Keeping engagement through the left leg, allowing that heat to continue to build through the hamstrings, through the quads, softening through your face as each breath brings you closer and closer. I'll take one more breath and let it all go. And very gently and gracefully, we'll walk the palms along the floor up towards your torso, lifting your shoulders over your hips. And we can extend that right leg out, bending the left knee, bringing the left foot in, settling in for this side. And again, bringing your heart towards that right pinky toe, maybe taking your right palm to the outside of the left leg to start. See if you can pull your chest into your leg, softening through your neck, softening through your face, but keeping that engagement in your right leg as you come closer and closer, squaring your shoulders in, pulling that pinky toe towards your heart center. Keeping that muscle engagement, seeing where this engagement can release other muscles, maybe in your low back. And maybe eventually you can drop your forehead in, softening across the back of your neck through your cervical spine. We'll take a few slow breaths here, keeping that right leg engaged. And when you're ready, we'll gently and gracefully release the palms to the ground, walking the hands up towards the hips. And we'll take both feet out. Upavista Konasana. So you can stay right here. If you'd like to go super wide, that's fine too. Wherever your body calls for it will be perfect for me. If you'd like, you can pull the flesh away from your sitting bones, allow for that advantage on your pelvic tilt, and walking the palms forward, or if you'd like, you can take the hands down your legs, keeping a nice flexed foot engagement through your thighs, through your calves, even through your feet. Maybe you take 2 fingers around your big toes, pulling that heart center forward, engaging through your entire body with your breath, creating more space in your hips as you gently fall forward. We'll take 5 breaths here, welcoming strength, welcoming flexibility, welcoming the space that we have created within our own bodies. 2, 1, and very slowly releasing any muscle engagement, walking the palms up towards your hips. And you can bend into the knee. You can use your palms if you'd like, planting the knees in front of your body, taking your palms on the backs of your thighs will lower down to your spine. Bringing those knees to tuck into the chest, taking a moment to gently rock back and forth. Maybe you pull one knee into each armpit or draw circles with your knees. See where you can release engagement. Maybe do a little less, make this a bit of a passive movement using the strength of your hands and arms only. Eventually, you can bring those knees into your armpits as close as you can, allowing the heels to rise as if you were standing on your ceiling. You can bring the palms to the backs of the thighs, maybe the calves or around the ankles, somewhere on the feet. Wherever your hands are landing, check in with your shoulders. Ensure that your shoulders are soft, heavy in the ground. Check in with your neck. See if you need to give a gentle tuck to the chin, bringing softness through your cervical spine as you take slow breaths into your baby pose. Happy baby. Nice slow breath here. Softening the spine into the ground behind you. Allowing this gentle compression to build in your hip sockets as your shoulders become heavier and heavier behind you. And with your last breath, you can let the heels come back together, bending at the knees, bringing the knees into the chest. Maybe give a gentle rock back and forth. And then we'll go ahead and plant those feet. Give a gentle shift to the hips, just a little bit to the right, maybe 2 inches, letting the knees fall over to the left, pressing your left palm into the ground. Just square your shoulders down. Maybe your right knee lifts, that's fine. You can use your right arm as a bit of an anchor, extending your right arm out to the side, or maybe you bend that elbow coming into a cactus arm. Allowing your gaze to be soft. Maybe you peer off into the right side of your space. Maybe you choose to take that left palm and allow it to rest on top of your knees, helping the twist to come through your thoracic spine. Taking a moment to work through this cleansing posture, allowing this twist to be a gentle massage of our organs, this internal tissue that works to keep our bodies going all day. Softening through your jaw, letting those shoulders be nice and heavy in the ground. Knees nice and heavy as well. Encouraging this twist to deepen. And we'll take 3 more breaths here. Finding space where you can create it. The divine feminine. We'll take the left palm underneath the knees to press into them, lifting them back into your chest. Planting the feet. You can shift those hips back into center and then let the knees fall from side to side slowly as your body calls for it. Windshield wiper from each side. Taking your time to move slowly with your body. And then we'll bring those knees back into the chest. A little squeeze. Plant the feet. Shift the hips up and to the left, bringing the knees into the chest and letting them fall to the right. Taking that right palm into the ground to press your shoulders back into center. Maybe that left knee starts to float as your hips settle back. Your left arm as an anchor, maybe it extends off into the left side of your space. You can also bend into that elbow if it feels nice. Maybe softening your face across into the left side of your space, or you can keep your chin center. Always that option also to place your right palm on top of the left knee to encourage that twist through your thoracic spine, through your internal organs. It's cleansing like a sponge, wringing out all the old, and we're ready to absorb the new. Checking in with those shoulders, making sure they're nice and heavy. Checking in with the knees. Softening through your hips where you can. Take 3 more breaths here. Inhaling intuition for yourself. Exhaling empathy for the world. And inhaling empathy for yourself as you exhale intuition for the world. Taking that right palm underneath your knees to press them back into center, tucking the knees into your chest. And then planting those feet. We'll shift the hips back to center, allowing the knees to gently fall from side to side. Maybe walking the feet a little further away from your hips as you continue this windshield wiper motion. Taking your time to slowly make your way into Shavasana. allowing the heels to extend nice and long. Softening through your knees, bending into those knees, maybe rocking your toes back and forth. Giving a gentle tuck to the tailbone, a gentle tuck to the chin. Feeling your spine long, straight in the ground. Allowing your gaze to fall closed, letting your palms land wherever they land. Take a full body check-in. Be receptive. Allow yourself to receive the messages from within. Taking your time to expand through your breath. Listen to the air as it enters your lungs. Maybe you drop your jaw and sigh out and exhale. Welcoming in some gentle movements along your fingers and toes. Pointing and flexing your feet. Rolling through your wrists and ankles. Bending into your elbows, bending into your knees. Giving a gentle stretch overhead. Maybe letting the knees fall to one side. Tucking into a little ball, allowing yourself to move with grace as you very gently press into the ground, coming into upright seated position of your choice, allowing your sitting bones to feel grounded as your crown gently floats over top of your spine. Take an inhale, drawing a nice big circle around your space, tying this energy in like a little bow on top, drawing a line down the center of your body, pausing at heart center. We'll take another inhale to lift the chest into the thumbs. With your exhale, letting your chin fall into your chest, taking this bow of gratitude to yourself. I thank each and every one of you for joining me. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you next time.